Hey guys, it's Becky Bamboo. It is Wednesday, May. I don't know what it is, really. I had like a brain fart. Anyway, I have been a busy bee today. I told you guys this morning I was going to do my gardening and whatnot, which I did. I went to the local market and picked out my flowers and my veggies and came home. And I planted my garden first. I had to till it all up, and there's a lot of like work involved with a garden every year. You have to redig it out and kind of get the soil all loose and all that good stuff. So I did that first because the garden was in the shade at that time, and our garden is in the sun most of the afternoon. So I thought, well, I might as well do the garden first since it's in the shade. It is hot today. It's like 90 and very, very humid and very sunny and just flat out hot. But I have to say, I've been out in the sun and heat all day, and that's amazing for me because last year at this time, 5 minutes out in this heat and I would have been like feeling nauseous and really sick and would have needed to come back inside my house. So a huge improvement noted with being out in the heat, and I hope that the whole summer's like this. It will make my life so much more pleasurable for sure. So I planted my garden. I planted some red peppers. I planted 4 different kinds of tomatoes because I told you guys the squirrels ate my tomatoes last year. And my other veggies didn't do very well, so I figured, well, I'm going to try a bunch of tomatoes. I actually have Romas, Celebrities, and 2 different kinds of heirloom tomatoes, which I've never had an heirloom tomato before, but I was interested in trying them. So I have one that's called Pineapple and one that's called Green Zebra. And you guys know I'm a fanatic about zebra stripes, so I'm like, oh, a fun zebra tomato. How cool is that? And they're actually green, so I'm looking forward to seeing what those all do. I also planted basil and parsley. I love basil and I love parsley, and I like to use fresh herbs and whenever I can. I've never planted herbs before, so this is going to be like a first for me. If it comes out really good, next year I'm probably going to plant more. I was really wanting to plant rosemary and dill and tarragon. So if my basil and parsley come out okay, then I'm going to plant those next year in addition to. But anyway, that's all I planted in my garden. So mostly tomatoes. I was going to do cucumbers, but I just, quite frankly, don't have enough space to do that. And my sister-in-law always plants cucumbers, so she always hooks me up with cucumbers and zucchinis. She has a really nice garden, so I figure if she's going to give me a bunch of them anyway, there's not a lot of point in trying to grow them. So then I moved on to my flowers. I have 3 hanging baskets, like the wire baskets with that kind of brown, I don't know what it is. It's like I don't even know what it is, kind of material and that's like lines the basket. Well, I left my baskets outside all winter, and I think that was a big mistake because the birds apparently have decided to pick all the brown stuff out and use it to make nests. So my flower pots, when I took them down, like the dirt was coming through the basket. I'm like, this is not good. So I had to go back to the store and get new liners for my baskets, which wasn't a big deal. I just did it, and I decided to get some Miracle-Gro while I was there. So I got all that and came back, and I started working on my flowers and got my back flowers done first on my hanging pots. And for those of you who want to know what they look like, just get on Facebook because I posted pictures of my garden and my flowers, both back and front. And then I finished, when I was done, I came up front into the front of my house. I have 2 big barrels, and I filled those up. Mostly I plant impatiens for flowers because I have a lot of shade. But my flowers in the back are actually some sun, some shade, which the impatiens do really well there. But I kind of get bored with those, so I decided to get some sun, shade, other flowers. And I don't remember what I got. I just most of the impatiens I picked out are pink and orange and white and red. So I decided to go with something else to kind of make it pop. So I added some purple flowers and some blue flowers. And the blue flowers are like adorable. I'm so excited about those blue flowers. I hope they do really well back there. So I did all that, and then I have a bush out front of my house that gets very overgrown. And so I trimmed that back, and then I decided We have 2 sweet gum trees, and if you guys don't know what sweet gums are, they drop those little spiny balls that are horrible. And we've already cleaned them up like 4 times this year, and they still fall. They fall like, it seems like all year round, but when they're on the driveway, they're kind of dangerous because when you walk on them, they don't flatten out completely, so your feet can like roll on them. And so anyway, we had been kind of lazy the last time we raked, and we didn't rake the driveway. We have to rake the driveway. I know that sounds ridiculous, but that's what you have to do. So I decided to rake the driveway and get all the sweet gums picked up. And then I was like, you know what? The grass needs mowed. I'm just going to mow the grass while I'm out here. So I mowed the grass, and I came inside and got some water, and then I decided, you know what? I'm not done. I still have energy left, so I'm going to go for a bike ride. So 12.34 miles later, I just got home, and I am tired now. It's official. I have used my energy for the day. I'm going to go take a hot shower, and I'm sure that'll kind of revive me some, but my legs are really, really tired, and that last part of the ride was, oh my gosh, it was uphill, and it was tough. You know, it's hot out, it's windy, and I had already done all that other work today, all the gardening and yard work and all that stuff, so I was pretty tired before I left, I guess, and my legs were just like, what are you doing? So needless to say, I'm going to let my legs for sure rest the rest of the week before the race. I wanted to get one last really good workout in this week because I just feel like I've slacked this week. I don't like this preparing for race day because it takes me out of my normal routine of lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of exercise. So I guess I cheated a bit today and decided to get exercise in multiple ways. But it's all good, you know. I feel really good today, and it's just rewarding that I can actually do that stuff. And the one thing I learned today, last year when I planted my flowers in the garden, it was so hard. My husband had to help me because I couldn't bend over to plant the garden at all. He had to plant all those. And then the flowers, I actually had to like lift the barrels and stuff up into a wheelbarrow where I could like sit down and work on them. I didn't have to do that this year. And I discovered that I really love working in the dirt with my hands. I really love being outside sweating in the heat. I mean, I made it rain today, kids. I made it rain while I was working outside. I made it rain on my bike. I mean, I have just had sweat pouring off of me all day, and it feels so good. And, you know, I really like the freedom that I have in my new life, that I can do these things and I can enjoy doing these things. And it was just peaceful. It was me and the dog and the sunshine on my shoulders, and I really loved it today. So I wanted to share with you guys because some of you may want to take up gardening one day. You may think, oh, it's so much work, but all of a sudden when you have all this energy, it's like you can do all this other stuff that you didn't even think about before. My mom, I was talking to my mom in between the time I got done gardening and the time I rode my bike, and I said, yeah, I think I'm going to go for a bike ride. She's like, would you just come up here and clean my house because you have way too much energy. She's like, I will pay for your gas to just drive up here because you have too much energy. But it makes me feel good because there was a time where I had none, and I worked really hard, and there's such a huge payoff. It's amazing, and I guess that's always my same message to everybody. It's hard work, but the payoff is enormous. It's every day I just thank the Lord for giving me this opportunity and giving me a new life, because I really feel like I have a new life, and I'm learning to do things and love things that I always thought, oh, I can never do that, I'll never do that, I especially won't like it. You know, I run, I like running, I bike, I like biking, I garden, I like gardening. I mean, just crazy random stuff that I never even let myself believe could happen. So anyway, I wanted to share, and I hope you guys are having a great day. Mwah! Bye!